Today, we will rank Manchester City players.
Manchester City!
Alright guys, so I'm here with my friend Katuta.
What's up, guys?
And he actually happens to be a Manchester City fan.
Manchester City.
And as you guys can see, it is actually my favorite team in the Premier League.
Yep.
So we thought we might do a tier list today. So let's get right into it. The rankings we made are world class, and that's, the best of the best. And then we got solid, average, needs improvement, and sell. So we're going to be ruthless, we're going to back up our decisions, and we're sort of going to argue about it to see, where to place the players. So the first player we have is Riyad Mahrez.
Twinkle-toed Algerian.
So,
I'm putting Riyad Mahrez as a solid Manchester City player. What do you think?
You see, I agree with that because last season, Riyad Mahrez obviously came from Leicester, first season in Man City, did not do as well. But, this season, he's been doing amazing. He has amazing feet, his vision. I like the through balls he plays. And I think overall, he's just a good player.
Yeah, I feel like he's a very ideal winger. He has decent pace on him. And if you watch his game style, he's always playing pretty wide. And because he has such good dribbling with his feet, he's able to cut inside, do a bit of some tricks, which apparently some defenders right now still don't know how to comprehend, and he's able to score some goals, so he's definitely a solid Manchester City player.
Alright, so we both agree with that. We go ahead and place him in solid. Alright, moving down the line, the next player is Raheem Sterling. So what do you think about this one?
Alright, this one was a tough one. We're focusing on this season, correct?
It's like we're focusing overall this season. I mean, just in general, where do you think?
Specifically for this season, I would put him on average.
Average?
I would definitely put him on average.
Average?
I would put him on average.
Oh, hell
Raheem
no!
Sterling's a good player. Don't get me wrong. Wonderful player. Young too.
So you're going off this season?
I'm going off this season. He just hasn't been able to convert the chances that he's had into goals, and he's been very, very inconsistent. Very inconsistent.
I agree, but I mean, last season with the Champions League, the Premier League, I mean, he was the top player. He's up there.
He was, but I feel like if you're a top player, if you're going to be world class, you need to be very consistent. All your seasons have to be.
That's why I put him in solid, not average. Because average is sort of like, just think of an average player. Someone, is not always in the starting 11. Pretty good, but nothing amazing. I mean, we gotta place him in solid. It's Raheem Sterling.
Just to respect his name, sure. Place him in solid.
Alright, to respect.
But all I'm saying, Raheem Sterling, is
you need to
please
pick it up this season.
Pick it up, exactly. Please. Convert your chances. He's a very fast player. Has very good dribbling. One thing I respect about soccer players is dribbling.
Alright, so we go ahead and put him in solid with Riyad Mahrez.
Yep.
Alright, moving down the line, the next player we have is Gundogan.
Gundogan. Ilkay Gundogan.
Where would you put him?
Again, basing off the season, I'll put him as average. And especially because he missed a penalty last week.
Against Tottenham? See, I agree with that. And the main thing I see, he's sort of slow. I mean, he has great vision, obviously. Manchester City midfield is not an easy thing. But yeah, like I said, like you said, actually, it's more consistency, and we sort of expect him to be at a higher level. So I agree, I would put him at average.
And just look at this opportunity that he missed against Tottenham, right in front of goal. Skied it upwards. I mean, come on. You can't be a solid or world-class player with those type of misses.
Alright, I mean, truth's been out. He's an average. Okay, and the next player we have is Bernardo Silva. This is a fun one.
Yeah, Bernardo, I respect the man. I'll put him as a solid player for Manchester City. How about you?
Yeah, I agree. Obviously, he's an ideal winger in my opinion. I love his close control. He performs not only with Man City, but with Portugal too, so you can see he's a consistent player. He hasn't been too involved this season though. With three wingers, Mahrez, Sterling, I mean, where do you see Bernardo fitting in?
You're right. He hasn't been as involved, but I still feel like he hasn't been the best, but at least he's maintained a standard and he set a standard for himself. Especially as you said, like last season with Portugal, his standard's kind of high. He hasn't really been able to achieve that high bar status, but he's just been just shy of that. Okay. But he's still quite good, and definitely a solid player. As you mentioned, his close control is one thing that is really effective with his game style.
All right, we go ahead and put him in solid with the other 3 winners. Okay, moving down the line, the next player we have is David Silva.
David Silva, straight up world class player.
World class player. What else is there to say? I mean, stick him right there. He's a phenomenal midfielder.
Yeah.
You know, his vision, his passing accuracy, just top class.
Vision. Yeah. He said it all. That's about it with David Silva.
All right. And now, the next player we have is Zinchenko.
Политика и сериал. Все достало. Не хватает сил, времени мало.
Alexandre Zinchenko. Kind of looks like him, to be honest.
No.
No. Kind of looks like him. I would put Zinchenko as average.
Average? See, I agree with that. I mean, I sort of like Mendy more on the left.
Yeah.
Because of his pure physicals and, you know.
His experience is just way more.
Yeah, Zinchenko, he's a solid player though, but not in the category of solid. I mean, I see him playing in other Premier League teams. I see him doing better maybe at Watford, Leicester, but maybe not at Man City quite yet.
And he's quite too young, so we can't be too harsh on him for his age. I feel like he's a pretty solid fullback. We definitely do have better in the Premier League. I mean, yeah, but he's not bad. He's not bad. He's definitely going to get better at his craft.
All right, and the next player, Kevin De Bruyne.
KDB.
I mean, just no arguments.
No arguments.
Right there.
World class.
No chance. I mean, he's one of my favorite players in the Premier League. I mean, I can't say enough good things about him. You know, his vision. I love that he keeps the attack going. He doesn't slow down the counterattack.
Yeah.
And it's sort of something Man City have been missing this season. Is they're not like Liverpool. They're not ruthless enough in front of goal. You know, they do all these passes, Man City, and they sort of don't go anywhere. But with Liverpool, you can see the long balls with Trent all the way to Robertson, and they sort of just have a high tempo of play. And I feel like Man City's been missing this season, and that's sort of why they're 22 points behind. All right, the next player, Leroy Sane.
Leroy Sane.
This is a tough one, you know.
It is tough
because
he hasn't shown up this season, as everyone knows.
You know, his injury's been battling injury, and unfortunately, many players do have to go through this. I think he's training with the team now.
Yeah, he's training with the team. It's a good sign. He might be back. What they said, February or March.
Yeah, so
yeah,
it is February. Hopefully, he's back sooner. But where would you put him?
Tough one, but he's good. I just wouldn't consider him world class.
Yeah, I sort of Germany. That's my main issue. It's sort of a character problem, you know. It's all about mentality these days. Mm-hmm. And even though he's a fantastic player, I mean,
amazing.
You don't have the mentality like Cristiano Ronaldo, obviously. Unless you're super talented like Messi, you won't go far.
Yeah.
So we put him in solid.
Solid, yeah, we put him in solid.
Alright, so I guess all 4 winners are in solid, and I mean that's exactly what you guys would expect. I mean, they're sort of all on the same level. That's why it's hard for Pep Guardiola to always pick the best player.
That's true.
All right, moving down the line, we got Phil Foden.
Phil Foden. I actually admire this kid. Very good center attacking mid. I know Pep Guardiola also admires him, so that might be a little bit of my bias, but I feel like he's pretty good. He has good passes. He knows what he's doing sometimes. When the nerves won't get to him, I'll put him as average.
See, he's a very young player, so it's hard to tell at this point in time. So you don't know sort of where he's gonna end up. But I mean, I saw him get subbed in, and you know the tempo did not drop; it only increased. I mean, he has great vision. I like the way he receives the ball, and he plays simple. You know, no fancy tricks, and that's beautiful for the midfield.
Yeah.
So we put him at average, right?
Yeah. Average.
Average because, I mean, we need some more time. He's sort of young, so. All right. Okay. The next player we have is Sergio Aguero.
Aguero!
Obviously, world class,
World class.
no debate. He just won for the 7-time Premier League Player of the Month, and that's more than any other player in Premier League history. And obviously, he's shattered many records, 250 goals.
Yep.
I mean, this man's a legend.
He is, and another thing with him is he keeps up his consistency. May not be every single game, but there's never a dry season with Sergio Aguero, and that's one thing that makes him a world-class striker. Clinical finishing, amazing.
You said it all. All right, should we move down to defenders?
Let's do it.
All right, so Laporte.
Fortunately, he's been injured. Came back a couple games ago, but hasn't played since.
I would say,
What do you say?
I'm debating between solid and average. I think solid, maybe. I mean, he's a very solid center back.
Yeah.
You know, it's with injuries, it's very hard. But obviously, he was a key player in Manchester City's defense last season and the Champions League. And I feel like that's what they're missing this season.
Definitely.
As you can see, they have a good midfield, but their defense is lacking. I mean, also the attack. I mean, we can't against Tottenham. What was that? I mean, no one went there and just took authority, took charge, and just scored the goal.
Yeah.
You have Sergio Aguero missing from 1 foot away.
You got Ilkay Gundogan's guy in the ball.
And you got penalty misses.
I mean,
so we go ahead and put him in solid.
We'll put him in solid. He's a solid defender. Probably, I would say, the best defender that City has right now at the moment. So, yes, we'll put him in solid.
All right, and obviously we'll go with the other center back now, Fernandinho.
Not a huge fan of this guy.
I
would
like
put him
it.
at needs improvement.
Needs improvement.
Straight down there.
Needs improvement.
I'll explain myself.
Okay, go ahead.
One thing that's also essential to be a very good soccer player is you have to fit in well with the team. You know, you're a team, so everyone's interconnected, and you all have to work together. Fernandinho, pretty good. I like his personality trait. He's a very good character, very good for City. The only thing is, at this moment, he's playing as a center back position. That is not his position. He does not fit in well in the back. He's better than John Stones, yes. But I mean, if he's going to be a world-class or solid player, I want him to play the position he's best at, which unfortunately he cannot do at this moment. So I put him on needs improvement. I mean, City has to make some big changes. Maybe they just don't need him at all.
I mean, would you say maybe he's slow and things?
He's slow.
But the thing, my issue is, obviously I wouldn't put him at solid, but I'm arguing for average.
Why?
He has good distribution. I'd say he reads the play well. I mean, I've seen many instances where the Mo Salah or some very fast attacker has just ran straight at him, and instead of diving in and losing his position, he sort of just backs off, holds the play.
He's had some pretty good tackles in, especially the Liverpool game we're talking about. We can just show it. But
I'll put him at average. I mean, needs improvement.
Okay, that is a bit too harsh, but I just don't like the guy.
I mean,
but
alright, I guess we go with needs improvement.
He needs to fit in well with the team.
We gotta keep them at a high standard.
Especially for City. Especially as our captain. Especially as our captain.
Okay, well, moving down the line, Gabriel Jesus. We're going back to strikers all of a sudden.
I put Jesus as solid. Very, very solid guy. Very good conversion. He's also, he mentioned mentality. Jesus is a young player, but he's always hungry for goals. He always wants to score. Every time he misses an opportunity, he's always analyzing what could I have done better, what is it that I'm missing, and you see him score a couple minutes later next game. So,
you see, I agree, but you know, I'm leaning toward average.
Wow.
I mean, Gabriel Jesus, he's obviously a great number 9, but if we're comparing him to Lewandowski, I mean, other strikers, Harry Kane. I just don't think he's on the same level as Harry Kane, Lewandowski. But maybe they would be world class and they would be solid.
I would definitely put them as world class players. And the reason why I'd put Jesus as solid as, again, consistency. You can rely on Gabriel Jesus. I mean, you have instances where he starts over Sergio Aguero, and obviously an amazing manager like Pep sees talent in such a young player, and I mean, he's been able to prove it to us. So, I mean, if you're comparing him to Harry Kane, of course they're better, but the guy still needs credit. I mean, he's a good player. He's a good player.
I mean, okay.
Solid, guys.
Solid player.
Solid.
All right. Okay, going back down to defenders. Looks like we left out Kyle Walker. So, what do you think about Kyle Walker? I'm not too satisfied with Kyle Walker.
Neither am I.
I mean, what I would argue is, obviously, he's a very physical player. He's fast. He's strong. He's a really good right back. And I love the way he reads the game. I see many plays, the ball gets in, and he takes a touch inside down the line and opens up space instead of forcing it down the line.
Exactly.
And I really like him, but there's just an element to him. I think he's maybe not as technical as Kevin De Bruyne or some other players on City. Mm-hmm. And I would just say he's put him at average. I mean, honestly, if you think about compare him to Trent, obviously maybe you would take Kyle Walker, but like think about it in reality, who has the most or tied the most assists in the season? It's in Premier League. It's the right back and left back of Liverpool.
Yeah, and that's a very good point that he mentioned there. These days, a right back and left back are not the way they used to be back then. As you mentioned, we have Trent Alexander-Arnold, we've got Robertson, who are changing the game for us, and they have good crossing, good distribution. One thing with Kyle Walker, he does have good distribution. I remember watching this one thing where he's talking about how he was playing also for England and his shift from his formation in City to the English national team. And one thing that he stresses is distributing it to the center back instead of perhaps running all the way down like he usually does in City.
Yeah, see, I've seen that, and I'm very impressed when it works. But then it can't always happen.
Yeah.
And so that's when you lose the ball, and that's when you're sort of questioning it.
And especially a City that plays such a high line. Good thing he's a pacey guy, but I would put him as average as well. Don't dispute that.
All right, I guess I'll put him at average. All right, and now to the other left back, Benjamin Mendy. What do you think about him?
Like the guy, very good personality, funny guy. Always love watching his videos. I would put him. He's been injured. I feel like he still has way more to show. Like he believes he does, and he knows himself. I'll put him as average, to be honest.
You see, I like Ben Mendy.
Yeah.
I mean, we put Zinchenko at average. I say it's only fair, and that's how I feel, honestly. I mean, I wouldn't put him at needs improvement, but I mean, pretty much everyone in this team needs improvement. Let's be honest. I mean, this season, nothing like last season.
Like, I want to show you guys this clip where Benjamin Mendy just completely concedes a goal because of his stupid plays. And him not being the defender that he needs to be.
Right, and I could also show you a clip where he delivers a first-time cross in the box for Gabriel Jesus to finish. So that's also his other side. Okay, so who do we got left?
Let's see.
Is that Yaya Toure? Why is he here?
A few moments later.
Alright, we got John Stones now.
John Stones.
Needs improvement for me.
Needs improvement.
I mean...
No. 1, 2, 1, 2. Don't stop. I'm on fire. 1, 2, 1, 2. I love you.
You guys want an example. Last season Champions League, that hectic game. I think it was like 2-2 in the first 20 minutes. John Stones against Tottenham, just passes the ball to Son and just stupid defensive mistakes like that. And sort of, he does that throughout the season, I'd have to argue. I mean, he's not as solid as Laporte.
I mean,
no way.
Just watch the game where Liverpool could have progressed during the World Cup finals in the game that they lost and eventually led them out of the tournament. That was all John Stones' fault. He conceded 2 goals. So he definitely needs improvement, especially he was bought at a very expensive price when he moved to Manchester City. Hasn't been able to pay up to that price, but I feel like he's not bad. He's not the worst defender in the world, but for City levels, he definitely needs improvement.
I mean, I agree. Even in FIFA, he's not good. Like, come on. All right. Anyways, we got like 2 to 3 more players left. So we got Otamendi. I put him at needs improvement too, honestly.
Okay, I'll agree with you on that. Maybe I would put him at a little bit of average, because knowing that City don't really have the best defenders, Otamendi is one that stands out a bit more, and I feel like Pep has also realized that with a little bit more playing than Stones, I think, if I'm not mistaken, or maybe they get an average. But he's very physical. I like him. Very strong player. Just sometimes just doesn't make the right decisions as a center back, and he needs to learn how to work on that.
Yeah, and also I think, as you said, I think that his distribution could have some improvement. I've seen him in games, just ping long balls and it gets cut out. I feel like if he is more composed, even though he's very composed, I think just in those hectic moments, he just needs to, sort of be like Van Dijk and be calm, cool, and collected and just play a pass out.
It's very important. Calm, cool, and collected.
Okay, so needs improvement?
Yeah, needs improvement.
All right. We got no one in sell just yet, but I mean, that's going to change soon because I have a player in mind that we're definitely selling. But anyways, we'll save that for now. And who we got next? We have Ederson. Ederson's a very good goalie. City's #1 goalkeeper. What would you put him at? You see, I would not put him at world class. Definitely not world class.
Definitely not world class. I put him at solid. I just hate how rash he can be sometimes. I mean,
yes.
This guy's a red card machine. He just, I don't know. It's sometimes.
But he's also, I've seen him. He's fearless. I've seen him, jump with his face in the way. He's not take that away from him. So I'd put him at solid, not average, and not world class.
Yeah,
so solid it is.
But he's definitely the City's best goalie, and probably one of the best in the league. He's up there for sure.
All right, and now looks like the last player we have is Claudio Bravo. Put him right there at sell.
Yeah.
I mean, I do not like this man.
Yeah.
I mean, he went from Barcelona to Man City, and I have not seen him do well. I mean, I can't remember exactly what game it was, but I remember City played, maybe it was in the Champions League. Ederson gets a red card, and then Claudio Bravo goes in, and there's a through ball, and I forgot who's playing, but the striker's running, and Kyle Walker's catching up to him, and he's sort of running at the goal, and you just see Claudio Bravo sprint off his line, and he comes out the box, right? And so he hardly can't use his hands, and he jumps with his hands outside the box, and he misses the ball, and tackles the striker, and gets a red card, and then Kyle Walker goes into goal.
Yeah.
I mean, you need to be more calm, cool, and composed in that situation. You can't just sprint out your box, especially when you're the backup keeper already.
Yeah.
I mean, Kyle Walker at goal. So definitely sell. What do you think?
Yeah, I mean, he's just not the best. He's also old, so I'd give him that.
So what is he now?
I don't know his exact age.
Actually, let's look that up.
Look it up.
So he's 36 years old.
He's 36 years old.
I know. As a goalkeeper,
you can be. Yeah.
But still, what's Buffon now? Like 38.
Yeah, I mean.
So but still, at City, higher standard. He's definitely. I don't see him.
Yeah.
Being played over Ederson, no chance.
Yeah.
So definitely, we're gonna stick him in and sell.
Take Kyle Walker as a goalie over this guy.
Yeah. And I mean that's about it. But I wanted to talk about sort of what Man City are lacking this season. So, like I said, I think it's that ruthfulness in the box. I mean, they just need to finish their chances. They need to create more attacking opportunities.
Yeah.
This is why I highly admire Kevin De Bruyne. I always see him, penetrate the line of defense, and he's not selfish. He plays balls. I mean, he just reads the play really well. And I think City are also lacking in their defense this season. Obviously, they need to be more collected as a unit. They need to compact the space. And I feel like they're sort of disjointed and disconnected like Manchester United's defense this season.
Yeah. I mean, you said it all. One thing, I'm a defender myself. So, yeah, defense is horrible. Especially, they play such a high line. So any sort of counterattack that happens with such a fast team such as Liverpool, you're completely breaking through that last line of defense and scoring a goal. So that's one thing they really need to work on. I mean, you're having Fernandinho as a center back, not the best center back out there. You don't really have the best fullbacks in the world. So mix all that in with the players that they have, and it's just, they need to work on that. They need to improve. But overall, they're a good team. I mean, they're still second. Come on, guys. Like, they're second. Liverpool's just been good. We'll give them the credit. But Man City, we'll have to see any changes that happens next season and see if they live up to their expectation.
Alright, guys. Thanks for watching. We'll do more videos with Katuta.
Yeah.
I am thinking about starting a FIFA Ultimate Team series based around Mohamed Salah. So, I mean, if you guys want to see that, make sure you comment down below. And obviously, I have more player training videos, but I sort of want to, switch it up a little bit, diversify. Now I got Katuta on the team.
What's up, guys?
So we might be doing we might be doing more types of video like this.
Yep.
And it's sort of fun,
Good to be here.
We'll see how the season goes.
Good guy.
Any Champions League predictions? Shake my hand.
No Champions League predict. City's winning it. City's winning
They're
it.
not. They're not.
City's winning Champions League.
Liverpool, Juventus, Bayern. I mean, Real, Barca.
City.
You heard it here, folks. All right. Let's catch you guys later, and see y'all.